I'll do the whole intro. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. You're listening to the Bleed Big Blue podcast. We are trying to cover all the drafts. Right now, I have Dino on the line with me. Dino, where can people follow you? Let them know. Let them know about you.
Hey, if you want to follow me on regular Giants and music and stuff, it's at Dean Myers, DeanMaiers. Or if you're strictly for Giants, nothing but the Giants, it's at Big Blue Blitz.
Mm-hmm.
You can figure out how to spell that. Big Blue Blitz. Podcast coming soon. It's going to be called Big Blue Breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
And Marco is going to be attending some shows as well as I'm attending his. So it's going to be like a brother effort, you know? A little brother section.
I didn't even know. I will gladly.
Yeah,
I will gladly
got it
come
all
on.
set up. I got everything done. I'm just trying to find somebody to design my website to attach my my podcast link to, and once I do that, I'm good to go.
Aha! The wheels are in motion.
Yeah.
So we are here. We are here today to do the 2012 draft, and we'll go through all the picks. We'll give a little of the backstory. We'll give you our grade, and we'll see what you guys think about it. And we'll go into the comments. We're streaming on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and what else? Facebook, of course. I always find them last. It's my biggest audience, and I keep them suckers last for some reason.
Look, everybody listening, because we got some good content.
Yeah. So, do you know how the Giants did in 2012 prior to the draft? Do you know how that season went?
Well, that was a year after we won the Super Bowl, so I think the nostalgia effect, the Giants fans were just on a natural high that, the draft really probably will shake somebody's minds, blow over somebody's head. But we got some numbers and some names for you, and just to reiterate and jog your memory. So, without further ado, here's Marco, and let's start it off.
All right. So yeah, the Giants coming off the Super Bowl win. Of course, they get pick number 32. So in this draft, let me see how many picks they had. Hold on. The Giants had.
We were out a fifth and a sixth, or we had 2 sixths and we were minus a fifth.
Right. So we have 7 picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 7 picks.
I got them all written down.
I'm going through them too.
Procedures.
So first, second, and third round, we had 2 fourth rounds and 1 6th round and 1 7th round. And the first round pick for the New York Giants. Let me cue up the picture, get everything nice and nice.
You want to reveal the?
Do you want to reveal?
Mostly, I mean, you obviously know him better than I do. So. I'm gonna let you reveal, but this first overall draft pick deserves at least a 5-minute discussion.
Sure.
Things he go ahead, Margo.
So the Giants went running back in the first round of 2012 with the 32nd pick and selected David Wilson. He was
running back, Virginia Tech.
From Virginia Tech. Dynamic, super speed and agility. Was a good pickup.
Goodness. He was.
What do you remember from him besides the backflips and all the other things? What do you remember for David Wilson?
Well, the backflips. I remember one play where he took it to the house from like the 1 yard line, or it was something crazy, where he made like one cut. I'm talking about stopped on a dime, juked the linebacker out like he was Steph Curry hitting the crossover on another shooting guard, and he just went, dude, he blew, the safety had like the angle on him and everything, and he still blew by him. This kid was dynamic, and not only to mention was he dynamic and was full of talent. The David Wilson, if you're listening, Giants Nation loves you. He ended up he broke a bone in his neck, right?
Yeah, he had a neck injury.
Yeah, but he still qualified for the Olympics in the triple jump.
Correct.
Didn't make it, but now he's the beat maker of the year. So if any of you aspiring artists need beats, you go see David Wilson on Instagram, and he'll take care of you.
He'll hit you up. He'll hit you up.
Open up that wallet, baby, because he's making fire.
So let's see. David Wilson played 2012 and 2013. He played all 16 games in 2012. 2013, he had 5. He went down with that neck injury, had surgery, and really couldn't come back after that. They questioned if he should return because it could be, you don't want to risk your life or getting paralyzed. To me, it's not worth it.
No.
But man, he brought a
kid, so it's not worth it, of course.
Yeah, sure. He brought excitement.
He
brought excitement when he was on the field. He was always a player who could break it out. Super athletic, super speed.
I remember, how this past season, anytime Saquon touched the ball, the crowd would go wild.
Right.
Anytime David Wilson got the ball, the crowd would go bananas.
Yeah,
and even if Gwen Stefani was there, she would spell it correctly and sing it out loud. Bananas. But
bananas.
David Wilson was probably the best talent I've seen at the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
Minus Saquon Barkley after Barry Sanders. I mean, David Wilson, one cut was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And he could catch out of the backfield, but he wasn't a good blocker. But, I mean, he didn't pan out because of the injury. But
right.
I'm going to tell you, if that kid panned out, oh, boy, we probably would have another ring on our finger.
Yeah, I agree. He was dynamite. Let's see who was drafted a little bit after him. He was last pick in the first round.
Oh, there were so many. Dude, I was just looking at it.
Bobby Wagner, Alshon Jeffries, Janoris Jenkins, Zach Brown. Those are a few names
Bobby
that.
Wagner is probably one of the best linebackers in the league.
Yeah, he went second. He went.
Still.
So we could have had him if we didn't go in that route, but
we could have had a lot of people, man. I'm looking at it right now. Wow.
Yeah.
But we had just won the Super Bowl, so I mean.
All right, so let's check out what people are saying. And yeah, people seem to like that pick, even though what we know now.
There's really no names that I notice from the first to second round until we draft our second round pick. Go ahead and look at the whole second round and tell me if you know anybody but our second round pick besides Bobby Wagner.
All right, so
besides Miguel Kendricks and Bobby Wagner, tell me if you know anybody besides our second round pick at 63.
All right, so here we go with the second round, pick number 63 out of LSU. What a surprise, Reese picking someone out of LSU. Wide receiver, Rueben Randle.
Who also played with Beckham.
This is factually correct. Factually correct. So, Rueben Randle, let's check out his career stats. What do we got?
He had a lot of freaking promise. But I think he was just too shook to go over the middle.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, and watching tape, Rueben Randle is the guy. Like when we had Steve Smith had no fear going over the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Smith would run every route over the middle and take a hit by the strong safety or the linebacker. Rueben Randle was supposed to be our Steve Smith after we lost him, but he just never panned out to be that. You know?
Looking numbers wise, they're pretty good. He played in every game.
I would imagine, but you got to look at the
4 seasons, right? Played in every game. Last season in 2015, he started all 16. We're talking a total of 20 touchdowns in his career. Let's see, 14 yards per reception. How many receptions total? 188 out of 327 targets. Listen, there was a lot of misconnections with him and Eli, and he caught a lot of the blame.
Well, Eli has had a crappy offensive line for years.
Right.
So you got to take that into effect and take that as a factor. You know what I mean?
So looking at the numbers, they were decent, but I think he caught a lot of the blame. You know, a lot of tip passes off his fingers, wind up going for pick sixes, and people didn't see him.
Pick sixes off his fingertips.
People didn't see him as motivated as I guess they would want. I don't think he caught on after the Giants. I don't think he caught on anywhere else.
He went to Philly.
Yeah, they cut him, right? And maybe even Chicago, same thing.
I think he went to Philly.
I don't think he played, though. I don't think he made it out of preseason.
I don't got my computer right now. I think he went to Philly, though.
Yeah, he did.
Played like a year or two at Philly, and then that was it.
Yeah, they got him in Philly, but they don't have any. They don't have any stats for him, so I don't know if he made it out of preseason.
That means he went to Philly and sucked.
Yeah.
You know.
And they have a little bit of
another Jerry Reese pick.
Promise, but that one didn't pan out. Third round pick. Do people know who he is? I'm not sure.
Round 3. I have to. This is one guy. He had a lot of off-field issues. He was a concern hitting in the draft, but it was defensive back Jayron Hosley.
Correct.
And I mean, he did. I mean, given the time that the Giants gave him, he did produce, but he wasn't the pick that they were expecting. I mean, even though I don't even think he faltered off the field once as a professional, but due to the fact of his unprofessionalism in college, it killed his career. You know?
So pick round 3, pick number 94, defensive back Jayron Hosley. Just never got it going, really. Let's pull up the stats.
And he was tendered as a first round pick without all the off field issues. Where'd he go, to South Carolina? I can't remember.
He went to. Hold on, let me put. So also 4 years with the 4 years with the Giants. 43 games in total. Let's see. Any picks? 2 interceptions. No TDs, no nothing like that. Forced fumble here and there. Never really caught on, though. What did you want to know? His college?
Yeah, where you went to college?
Virginia Tech also.
Somewhere spectacular. It was
Virginia Tech also.
Mississippi State or South Carolina or something.
No, V-Tech as well.
He went to V-Tech?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Who did we miss out on? Let's see.
We only had, I think, like 5 picks in this draft.
So we could have got Vernon.
We gave up a lot of the picks for the Landon Collins or the was it the Landon Collins trade up?
No. That's further down the line.
Oh. Yeah, but I'm only seeing like 5 picks this year. We had 2 6-round picks, missed the 5th. Got a 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
No, 7 picks in total, 2 fourths, and a 6th and a 7th.
Yeah.
So Hosley, let's see,
We
Hosley
had
went.
a 6th-round pick. We had 2 6th-round picks.
Yeah, Hosley went 94. Who went after him? Lamar Miller.
After Hosley, it was tight end Adrien Robinson,
No. As other
Cherry Reese dubbed the JVP of tight ends.
as other tight end, other players that we could have possibly grabbed instead of Hosley. Lamar Miller was still out there. Kirk Cousins was still out there. That's about it though. Malik Jackson. Oh, Josh Norman.
Like last draft class, this wasn't a pristine one.
Josh Norman was still out there. He didn't go to round 5, so you're gonna hear his
He
name.
didn't go to round 5. Josh Norman went, 143 overall?
Yeah, he went overall.
So.
All right, so round.
We could have got Josh Norman instead of Rueben Randle, David Wilson, Jayron Hosley, or Adrien Robinson. But we picked all of them in front of Josh Norman.
So speaking of that 4th round pick, it was Adrien Robinson, tight end. Let's see.
Yep.
Out of Cincinnati.
Tight ends, as Jerry Reese said.
Right. That was Jerry Reese's big theme.
Athleticism in the world, but no football IQ.
He's
0 football IQ. And folks, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people are hyped because he was a basketball player. Mm-hmm. A lot of people are hyped on tight ends playing basketball, on quarterbacks that play baseball. But listen, if you have no football IQ, I'm sorry. That's like playing chess when all you know how to do is play checkers.
Mm-hmm.
You're just not going to know what the pawn does, what the rook, the knight, it's simple.
Yeah, so he played 2012, 2013, 2014.
He played a while.
Not much in the first 2 seasons. In the last season that he played with the Giants, 16 games, 7 receptions, a TD. Really didn't light it up. Nope. After that, I believe the Jets picked him up after the Giants waived him, but this is not looking good for Jerry Reese in his draft class. This is not looking good for Jerry in the draft class.
No, not this one.
This one looks like an L, Jerry. This one looks like an L.
I think our 7th round pick probably lasted longer than any one of them. The other picks did.
All right, so for the
we'll get to that.
Right, for the next 4th round pick, because we had 2 in this draft, I didn't even remember him, was Brandon Mosley, who was a tackle out of Auburn. I can't remember if he played right or left, or was he a swing tackle?
He was right tackle. Alabama? Where'd he go?
Auburn.
I knew it was with an A. Yeah. Mosley, another dud. Another offensive lineman that we kept up the ranks, shuffled in and out. Yeah, Giants haven't been too good under the Reese era and drafting a tackle, guard, center, whatever position on that line you want to call.
So he played 2012 to 2014, 22 games in total. Not much to talk about there.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing to talk about. Nothing at all.
Following up with that pick, they took another tackle, I believe. Yep.
Matt, what was it? Matt McCants or some shit?
Correct, Matt McCants.
Yep. And I don't even remember him playing one game, starting one game for the Giants.
Let's see, what are his stats?
0,
0, 0. I don't even remember if he made it out of camp.
Tell me he has at least a tackle.
No, nothing.
Special teams or something.
No, nothing for the Giants. He played a little bit in Oakland, but I haven't heard anything from him. So I know. I mean, what are you expecting from such late round picks? Everyone thinks that you're going to find all these gems in the rough and diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, but there are gems later on in the draft that people realize, but they don't realize it until 4 or 5 years later. Look at Tom Brady. Look at Josh Norman, Richard Sherman. Look at Ahmad Bradshaw. I mean, there's people that you can get later in rounds that contribute and that can produce, but the Giants just have not been lucky in that category.
Yeah. Hasn't been so kind. And then we find the final pick of the draft is defensive tackle. Your favorite.
Markus Kuhn.
Yes. Pick number.
I think that was their best draft pick. Mine is David Wilson. We didn't know David Wilson was going to break his neck, which was a horrible story to a great man who would have been an amazing talent. But out of all of our picks, our 7th round pick contributed more than any one of the other picks. I guarantee you, I didn't even look at the stats, dude. I don't. I let you do the stats, and I looked. I bet you Markus Kuhn started more games than anybody in our draft class.
He started 39. Game started 11. He played in 39. He has a bunch of few fumble recoveries, a touchdown in there, some solo tackles.
So yeah, he got a touchdown, one more than me.
He did. This is all true. After the Giants cut him in 2015, he went to the Patriots. I haven't heard from him since then. I don't think he played for the Patriots, but just was thrown on their team. Yeah.
Spectacular draft class by Reese.
So it's difficult to rate this one.
We gotta rate this one too. Well, I mean, this one's a lot better than the last one. I mean, just for the simple fact. If you look at overall production, it's probably worse. But with the simple fact that Jayron Hosley held his own for a little bit, just to see David Wilson do his thing on the field a couple times, and the contributions that Markus Kuhn contributed on special teams on the D line, I give it a C minus, maybe a C, at best.
Yeah.
What about you?
I would have to go with a C minus, maybe. None of these guys panned out. None of them are even in the league now.
0 of them are in the league.
How could you give it anything higher than...
That was only 6-7 years ago.
Most of them played... I know. And the other players that we mentioned that were drafted by other teams...
Adrien Robinson not playing for the Bears? I thought Adrien Robinson was on the Bears.
I don't think he is. Let me go to the fact check. Hold on.
I could have sworn I thought Adrien Robinson signed with the Bears, but I could be wrong. He was supposed to be the JVP of tight ends, according to Mr. Jerry Reese. Guy couldn't hold on to a football.
No, according to Pro Football Reference, he was cut by the Giants and signed with the Jets, but was also waived by the Jets twice.
Yeah, and after he got waived by the Jets, that was it.
So yeah, this draft class is difficult. Definitely 2 players that had potential and were contributors to a few bad Giants teams post Super Bowl in Rueben Randle and David Wilson, but past that, not much going on.
Nothing. When I met Rueben Randle, dude, he was cocky as a motherfletcher.
Was he?
Oh, yeah. He didn't want to sign my football, so I passed it off, and you know who signed it? Philippi Sparks. So Rueben Randle didn't sign it, but Philippi Sparks did. And if you're listening, Ruben, I'd rather have Philippi's than yours anyway, buddy. Thank you.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know.
All right. One of the comments come in from Notorious Pac says, please give some insight on what you think the Giants should do in this year's draft realistically. You want to take it first, or you want?
It all depends on if they trade up, trade down. trade Jenkins, trade Vernon to move up in the draft, or trade up in the second round. Like, I personally, J-Zach, everybody's on Kyler Murray's nuts. J-Zach, you know you're listening here to this. I honestly feel that we could use an edge rusher.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's Cleveland Farrell, Rashawn Gary, Nick Bosa. I mean, whoever's there, I mean, let somebody else take Kyler Murray and take a risk. I'd rather have a sure thing. I mean, that's just me. Games are won in the trenches. So, Eli's got another year in him. You know, if we suck, but what's to say we go on a run and we don't get a chance to draft a quarterback next year is what I'm worried about.
So that's where I'm at.
Doesn't have more than 2 years, so
Where
I feel like you know.
I think you got to
go.
go.
The quarterback this year, we could be screwed.
I think we're this close. You got to get Haskins. Do it.
Yeah, but Haskins. I mean, Haskins has a great arm.
And that's what your quarterback is supposed to have. He's smart.
Yeah,
he has a good arm. He has good size to him.
Scrambling ability be great with an Odell Beckham and a Saquon Barkley.
I would rather have my skill players doing all the crazy maneuvers and have a solid quarterback.
Like a Will Greer later on. Get like a left tackle or a dominant rusher and draft like a Will Greer later on or something.
I tweeted out earlier in the day all the Giants since 2012?
Yeah.
Maybe earlier, 2008, all the times they've picked mid to late round quarterbacks and trying to groom someone to be either a backup or eventually replace Eli. I didn't even go that far back, but you know, there are a lot of misses in there, and a lot of these guys didn't get any opportunity or weren't. They're barely in the league. So we're talking Woodson, Bomar, Nassib, all out of the league. Webb is on the Jets practice squad, and Luletta's might find his way on the outs this year.
Well, don't forget, we also had Jesse Palmer from the University of Florida, who ended up going on to be the Bachelor.
Right.
So we got a Bachelor as a Giants quarterback.
Yeah, but he was drafted.
Quarterbacks can only get rings; they can get women.
Yeah, about.
Ladies, I love you. I apologize.
And but he wasn't. No one was thinking at that point he would have any intention of like.
No. When he came out of Florida, dude, he was behind what's his face. Dude, I mean, that was a great. See, you have draft classes where it's really high on one position.
Mm-hmm.
Like this year, I think the draft class is more prone towards interior linemen and outside pass rushers. And then some drafts you might have high on quarterbacks and running backs. Some draft classes you might be good on DBs, safeties, running backs. You can never ever guess until you're there. So the Giants' first round pick, whether it's a hit or a miss, is going to affect this organization for the next 5 years, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree with you.
The Giants draft, whether it be a quarterback, whether it be a left tackle, whether it be an edge rusher, linebacker, cornerback, whatever, it has to be the best at that position or the best overall for the Giants to take a step forward. Because you can't keep drafting for need. You have to draft the best player, whatever position it is, in order to make the best 52. In my opinion, regardless, if you're stacked at corner and there's a corner that's out of this world, you draft that corner, because then you only got, somebody goes down, you still got corners. I mean, that's just the way I've always felt.
I agree with you 100%, with one exception. It doesn't play with the quarterback. You have to have a quarterback.
Yeah, but Baltimore beat us in 2000 with Trent fucking Dilfer because they had a dominant defense. Do you remember that game?
I do.
Ahead into Minnesota in the NFC Championship game with Kerry Collins, Amani Toomer, Ike Hilliard, Kiki Barber, and we slaughtered them. What was it, 41-0?
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to the Super Bowl and play the Ravens with Trent fucking Dilfer, and we get beat 34-7. And I remember Jesse Armstead getting the pick six that got called back, but it was a false start on the offense. They called encroachment on the defense, which changed the whole entire game. It would have ended up being a 10-point game at that point. But I'm just saying, you don't need a quarterback to. Dude, McMahon with the 85 Bears, Trent Dilfer with the 2000 Ravens. I mean, I can show you shitty quarterbacks that have won Super Bowls just due to the simple fact that they had a great defense.
There are always exceptions to the rules, but generally, you need the quarterback.
Yeah,
it makes it a lot easier for yourself.
Man, defense definitely wins championships. We have so many skill players. We don't need a superstar quarterback. We just need a quarterback who can get the ball where the ball needs to be at the correct proper time and boost our offensive line and defensive line, and we're good. Like we don't need a Peyton Manning. We don't need a Dan Marino. We can win a Super Bowl with a game manager, but I mean, I've always said that I've always been to be an Eli Manning fan, but his arm is looking soft.
Yeah, I'm an Eli fan. I'm an Eli fan too. I love the old Giants. I love the old Giants defensive. I love the old Giants defensive, schemes and everything like that, and all those players.
Antonio Pierce.
But look at the team that we have all these weapons, but we don't have anyone that could drive it.
Yeah,
you're gonna bring in the game.
You're gonna bring in a great tight end.
We have two good receivers, one great receiver. We have a solid tight end. We have a dynamite running back, and you want a game manager.
But we got a shitty offensive line. So at some point, you're going to need a quarterback to know when to throw the ball away and when not to throw it down the field and throw a fucking interception.
Right.
And Eli, as much as I love you, you've thrown your fair share of bullheaded interceptions. Sometimes just throw it the fuck out of bounds. Take the fucking losses down and move on, because those interceptions turn into points for the other team.
I know.
You can't blame Eli for trying to get the W, but you can blame Eli for the decisions that he makes, and that's where we stand. A team is built. It's just like an NBA team. If you could choose a center or a point guard to build around, I'll build around a point guard all day. Because the point guard facilitates the offense.
The whole offense, I know.
Facilitate the half-court offense, the fast break offense. You got a center in there. He can protect the low block. You know what I mean? He can dunk and everything, but he doesn't have the brains. He's not the
It's not the engine that runs the offense.
Exactly. So as a quarterback, you need to make smarter choices. And I've never bashed Eli, ever. I've always been an Eli fan. But the only thing I got to say about Eli is his arm is not what it used to be. He cannot hit that deep route no more. So he's going to be a dink and dunk quarterback. And how do you train either a Kyler Murray or a Dwayne Haskins or a Drew Lock or whatever to throw the ball downfield if you can't even put the ball downfield? You know what I mean? You can teach them protections. You can teach them what the mic's going to be, how to shift the line.
Well,
you can teach them every ambiance of the offense, but if you can't throw the ball on the field, what do you do?
We also have coaching for that, but, you know, that's on a different story.
Yeah, but
all right, Dino, I'm going to wrap.
Only goes so far, dude.
I'm gonna wrap this up for today. Maybe we'll come back with 2013 tomorrow. What is tomorrow? Tuesday?
Maybe, if you guys are lucky.
Let's see. Yeah, if they're lucky. And please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And we'll see you.
Up. Tell your friends.
Yeah, share it. Share. Don't be afraid to share it and all that stuff.
Call in too. I mean, we sure have. If you guys don't have Discord or whatever, create a Discord account. You can hop in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
You just tap in on hold, and we can pick you right up, and we can talk live with you. So if you disagree, you agree, whatever your case may be, we'd love to hear it. So I mean, create a Discord account. Follow us YouTube. Periscope, Twitter,
all those things, right?
We're here.
All right, Dino. Thanks so much for jumping in with me, and I'll talk to everyone tomorrow. Peace out.